Hey everyone, another special guest episode. Today we have someone truly remarkable. My good friend, Mr. Aleksa. AJ, how are you doing today?
Good man. AJ, I like that, bro. Yeah, I'm doing really well. Just hopped off some sales calls. Everything's running good. How about you, man?
Doing wonderful. Really can't complain. Tell me, what have you been up to these days? This is how pretty much I start all my calls.
Yeah, bro. These days, just a lot of sales calls, to be honest. So we're really scaling very fast. We right now we're just focused on coaching setters and closers and placing them into different offers. So I just made a few partnerships with some really big personal brands inside the US and the UK, and they all need a lot of setters and closers for their clients. So I'm working with like the coaches that coach coaches, you know. So I'm working with the coaches that coach coaches, and they for their coaches they need a lot of setters and closers, and so far we've been I'm happy with the progression. Obviously, it can be a lot better still, but that's kind of what I've been up to these days. Just focused on that, making money, training, going
What
to
are we working
dinners.
today? Let's see. What are we working today?
No, today's a leg day, bro. Today's a leg day. Yesterday was arms day, bro. My arms are killing me, but I have skinny arms, bro. My arms are not.
Hey, you're
They're not
tall.
skinny, but they're okay.
Tell me, like, how did all of this crazy journey started?
Yeah, so everything started where I was playing basketball. I was in the US for about 5 years. I left Serbia at 16. I was playing basketball. I was okay. I got a D2 offer for a Division two university, so it's called Newman University. I went there, and my plan was to play D2 for 2 years, then transfer to D1, Division one, and then hopefully go to the NBA or EuroLeague or Euro Cup or some high level league. But um, fortunately, it didn't work out because I just wasn't good enough. I wasn't as good as I thought I was. So I always thought that I was um, really good. But then when I came to college, everybody else was just way better than me, to be honest. Not like basketball wise better, but just bigger, stronger, faster. Physically, they were just better than me. And, with the way the basketball is right now, that's like maybe if I was born in fucking 1950, I would have been in the NBA. But since basketball is the way it is these days, I just didn't couldn't survive on those terms. So I decided, and I didn't even want like with when time was going by, bro. I didn't even like playing it that much because like once you get to the college, it's like becomes more of like a business. It's like almost like you're a pro, and it's just like the the coach just tells me what I need to do all the time, and I just don't like people telling me what to do. I'm very self-disciplined, and I don't need people yelling at me to wake up early when I'm already waking up early, bro. Like I don't need motherfuckers to tell me to run faster when I'm already running as fast as I possibly can. I just don't like that. So I was like, okay, I am not fucking with this, and I don't like people to tell me what to do. I like to be on my own schedule, and that's when I first started thinking about quitting basketball. I was like 18, 19. Well, I started thinking about quitting basketball at like 17, 18. That's when it first started hitting my head. Maybe I don't want to do this, but really it took over when I got to college. So I was like 18, 19. And I said, all right, let me see how I can. I always liked money. I mean, who doesn't like money, right? So I was like, all right, let me see how I can make some money. And yeah, I just started Googling how to make money online and YouTubing. And then I got an ad from this one guy. His name's Dylan Sigley. Dylan Sigley. He's like an Australian guy
Hmm?
on YouTube, drop servicing business model. And I was like, all right, this looks interesting. Let me see. I went to a webinar. I was already making money, bro. When I was in college, my first year, I was making money just like cleaning the university. I was working on the basketball games.
Hustle, huh?
I was hustling, bro. I was working on a construction field. So I was making good. I was making okay money. I was making like around, well, good money for our age at 18 years old. Like 1,000 a month is pretty good, you know. So I was making around 1,000 a month. So when I came to Serbia, I already had like 10,000 in my pocket, and I was like, the education was like 1.5K. So I bought it. It was my last money. All the rest of the money I spent on clubs, bro. I was going wild when I when I first came back. I was just wanted to go out and party all the time. Um, and dinners and stuff like that. But yeah, bro, that's what I did, and yeah, that's how it got started. I bought the course, 1.5K. It was my last piece of money. I was like, "Fuck you, bro, let's try it," and I never looked back, bro. Never looked back after that.
So you're the first guy that actually says I wasn't that good to be a pro. Everybody says, yeah, I was the shit, but I broke my ACL and coach didn't like me, and that's about it. Well, yeah, finally some realistic story.
Bro, it's you gotta be. People have to be real with each other, man.
Yeah,
If I was fucking good, bro, I would have been playing. I would have been D1. I wouldn't have went D2.
yeah. I mean, the competition nowadays, yeah, is brutal. It's brutal. Did you tell me you met the son of the guy who founded Zoom? Uncle,
Yes, bro. Yeah,
that's crazy.
so when I was in high school, bro, because I was also in the US, so uh the high school in the US in in that I was going to was in San Jose, California. That's like Silicon Valley, so it's super rich, bro, super rich. Everybody there was rich as fuck, bro, like millionaires, billionaires, etc. So in my high school, obviously Zoom has a few founders, I think three, if I'm correct. And one of those founders is my really went to school with me. Two of his sons went to school, and yeah, he was like they were like super rich, bro. So yeah, I
Are you
met
still,
people like
are you
that,
still in
bro.
contact with them?
Yeah. But it was yeah, I follow them on Instagram, but that's it, bro. Nothing more. I don't really talk to them, but what's his name? Yeah. Oh, we had a bunch of like Asian kids, like from China and Japan, and like, bro, they were insanely rich. They were driving McLarens to school. They were driving like crazy cars, bro. At 16, 17 years old, you know? So it's crazy you see a 17-year-old, you know, pull up in a McLaren and you're from Belgrade. And you never even seen a McLaren in your life, you know? Nobody in Belgrade even has a McLaren. So it was crazy. It was a cultural shock, but I kind of expected it because I was watching a lot of videos in the US and I knew the high school was super rich, so yeah, bro. But it was quite the experience, bro.
Nice, nice. Yeah, your network is your network, definitely. Like, what did you learn from your whole experience? From the high school and everything, that different mindset.
Yeah. The main thing I learned, like business wise, is how much money people actually have. Like we don't really see that in Serbia, bro. You don't see when you never see something, it never comes through your head it's even possible. But when you see stuff like that, now there's more, bro. Like five years ago when I first no 5 years ago, bro. Even I went to the US like 7 or 8 years ago, something like that.
Hmm.
Uh, Jesus, bro, it's been fucking 8 years now that I'm thinking. 2018, I think, is the year.
Time
It's been
flies.
seven or 8 years. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, 7 or 8 years ago, nobody like in Serbia. You never right now in Belgrade you can see a Lambo, you can see a Urus, you can see a McLaren, you can see a Ferrari, bro. Back 8 years ago, you could not see shit, bro. The most you could see is a fucking M5, M4, something like that, like a sports car, but nothing crazy, you know. So you never you don't we weren't really used to seeing stuff like that. So um, it was honestly insane. That was the main thing that I saw in high school, business wise, like how much money these people actually have. It was like insane. Everybody in the school was a millionaire. Every single parent was a millionaire. Like you couldn't go to you couldn't afford to go to that school and live in that area unless your parents were millionaires. So there was me and a couple of like black guys that were on a scholarship, like that were just there. But uh, everybody else was just super rich.
I think that there's AK Gym close there where Habib trained and DC and those guys.
Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't following that at that time.
Nice. And tell me like what would you tell 18-year-old Alex? Like what would you do different?
Bro, I would quit basketball right away. I wouldn't even fucking try to play, to be honest. I learned my lessons. But honestly, I think it's a waste. It was a waste of time for me for sure. I think if I actually focused on myself and like personal development rather than dribbling a fucking ball, I would be much further than where I'm at. But I'm happy with where I'm at. But and I'm thankful for everything. But I think uh, I think that just basketball is just and sports for me were a waste of time. And I wouldn't if I went back in time, I would quit right away because right at before 18, I was really having fun and it was fun, bro. It was like I had a lot of hope. At 17, 18, it was from 18 to 20, those 2 years, I was just a waste of time. So that's the main thing that I would change. But other than that, I really wouldn't change anything else. I think everything happens for a reason.
That's true.
Um, and I think obviously like if I had the knowledge I had today, like that's the only thing that I would do different. But other than that, I'm not happy. I'm not mad I wasted those 2 years because like I learned a lot about myself, what I want to do. It's a hard pivot when you're doing something for 12 years, 13 years, and then you just have to quit right away. So I was using those 2 years as like prepping myself to quit, basically. So yeah.
Are built to swallow, definitely. You mentioned personal development. What do you think is the best way to start working on yourself?
I think the best way to start working on yourself is understanding your mind, first of all. I think everybody needs to understand their brain. Uh, I think that that kind of hit me when I was around 19, 20, that I don't really understand how my brain works. I don't understand like why certain thoughts are coming up to my head and I don't know how to control them. I don't have any emotional intelligence. I don't have any emotional control. I'm like a fucking girl. So I think the best thing anyone can do is learn how to control their brain and learn how to control their emotions. So the way you do that is just, to me, honestly, I started reading the Bible a lot, and that's where I learned the most about like human nature and God and the inside of our, like not what you see on the outside, but like the inside of our thoughts, our heart, emotions, etc. Um, I think that's the number one thing anyone can do as far as personal development. Like start working on your internal internal health and like understanding your thoughts, being calm, controlling your emotions. Obviously, everybody has their flaws, as
Yeah.
me too. But I think God will be number one, and your inside would be number one. Number two would be health. I think everybody needs to work out, eat healthy, sleep right, just like the normal stuff, nothing crazy. Everybody already knows that they need to go to bed before 3, 4 a.m., that they need to sleep for 8 hours, that they need to move, train, eat healthy. It's basic stuff, bro. Like, so, like, I would say that's number two. And a lot of people can't even do the basic stuff.
It's crazy.
That's why they look like the way most people look. They look crazy, bro. So that's why. Health is number two. Number three is having good people around you. I think you need to invest time, like you're investing time into a business. You need to invest time into good people. So I think surrounding yourself with good people is honestly very, very important. Uh, you never like everybody has a different situation. Maybe somebody comes from a household where they're not good with their parents, or their parents are just toxic. Somebody has really good parents, like myself. I've been very lucky. Friends as well, good friends, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. You need to have good relationships that are gonna be productive because. And do you see yourself with those people long term? I think it's very important. So people, and then for money, bro. You need to make money, especially as a man, as a guy. You need to make money, bro. Like you can't function with no money, bro. It's just how the world works. You need to provide some value to the world, and I think the amount of money you make is directly correlated to how much value are you providing to the world. What are you good at? If you're really good at something, you're gonna be in the top 10% of people making money. Like that's what I think everybody should strive for. And I think it's super easy to get there if you just work hard. Well, it's super hard to get there. Sorry. It's super hard to get there. Uh, but it's easy to understand how to get there, is what I'm saying. So, yeah, I think those were the main four things: God, health, people, money. That's all you need, bro. You don't need much more than that in life, bro. That's
Yeah, people mistaken like it is simple, but it doesn't mean it's easy. Like there are two
sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant. It's simple but not easy. Yeah.
but it's not rocket science either. Just like a lot of reps, discipline takes some time. You tried a lot of business models and you spoke with a lot of people. What do you think is the best way to start making money in 2025? What kind of service or
Yeah. So I would definitely say anything that comes to marketing and sales online is the best thing you could do. And I think the most trending, so like, a lot of people know those business models, SMMA and high ticket closing, I think are the best business models to start because you don't need a lot of money to invest. You don't need anything to invest. All you need is your time, and your effort. The more effort and time you put in, the more money you're going to make. You don't need to run a team. You don't need to have your product service. It's super simple. It doesn't require any investments, and you learn a lot. So once you start marketing and selling online, you learn the most. But to be super specific, I think the best services someone can offer in the marketing space, high ticket appointment setting, and the sales space, high ticket closing, I think are the best. So appointment setting and closing, I think are the best services. So yeah, I would definitely, if I was starting from zero right now, I would definitely be starting as an appointment setter or a closer.
yeah, we can start so fast. You don't need capital, and it's not that hard. It's easy chit chatting with people. Of course, not that simple, but yeah, you can make even for the US, you can make more than than good salary and
Yeah.
stuff. And tell me, like you work with a lot that you work with your sister, but not with your friends. Like that's very interesting. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, bro. So I would be more than open to work with my friends if they wanted to do what I say inside my company because when I'm running a company, I have been through the fire so that I know what needs to be done. And all I need is people that are gonna say, yes, okay, I'm gonna get paid for this specific task. Tell me what to do, and that's it. I don't need people who are gonna like that I'm gonna bump heads with inside my own company. So that's why I would I'm not saying I wouldn't work with my friends, and my best friend and I we do some projects together, invest some money into crypto together. We do a lot of stuff together, but I would never like do an actual business with them working for me because it just wouldn't work out because they just don't want to work for anyone. And my sister, she's the opposite way. She is super happy to just get the SOPs, get the systems, get whatever I need her to do it. Don't think about it. That's what I need. So that's why, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I saw so many friendships fall apart because they want to start a business, but it's very hard for a small business to have two bosses that think super.
Bro, profit margins are so low, bro. Like you
Uh,
don't need two people. If you want to start a business with your friend, I recommend he starts his business, you start your business. You guys work together with like communicating with each other, and you know, you don't. I wouldn't recommend starting together. Profit margin is super low.
Nice. And if I got it right, you got your brand new BMW M4 from appointment setting mainly. Like, how did that go?
Yeah, bro. So I was really good at appointment setting. I was making anywhere from like 6, 7 to 15,000 a month just setting appointments. And yeah, bro, after doing it for 2 years, or 2.5 years, I think, or maybe in 3 years. I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, 3 years. I bought a BMW M4, bro. It was 105,000. But yeah, bro, it was honestly the best investment I've made. One of the best investments. Even though I wasn't smart, I think I should have leased it for sure. But I think it's a great investment. It's you get in the car, you're happy. You're driving around, you're happy. You're just surrounded by extreme speed and quality that BMW produced. So it was an M4 is a great experience. 510 horsepower, bro. It's insane.
Nice, nice. Great
Yeah.
stuff. What are some of your new goals for this year? Some bucket list things you want to take care of?
Yeah, bro. This year I really wanted, well, I really wanted to scale my company to like those top 1% companies in the world. So it said like if you make an income of 500K a year, you are in the top 1%. Or sorry, no, 600K a year. I'm sorry, 600K USD.
As a company, right? Or
No, as an individual.
an individual, huh?
So if you make 600K uh a year as an individual, obviously I have to do that through my company. Uh, you're a top 1%, like you're top 1% in the US. In the world, it's even less, but I'm like looking at the US because all my friends and colleagues and stuff like from the US. So I'm like, all right, I'm looking at that. So that's my main goal. And yeah, my main goal was to get more partnerships that I can hire setters for and closers, which I did. I don't even think I can take on any more partners that need clients that need setters, closers. I'm pretty full. And yeah, bro. So everything that I wanted to do so far has been done. I'm just looking for the end of the year to see the end result. But we're set up really well right now.
Great. Now, fun stuff. Rapid fire round. Are you
All
ready?
right. All
Favorite
right.
favorite book right now. Let's go fast.
Uh,
Or top three, or
fuck.
that comes to your mind that you
Oh
read
man,
or
I'm really bad with books.
podcast. I don't know.
All right, podcast. Chris Williamson podcast. I love them. Um, I like what's his name? The UFC fucking guy, bro. Joe Rogan. Yeah, Joe
Yeah,
Rogan podcast. I would say those would be the main two.
yeah, biggest podcast in the world. A morning ritual you swear by.
Yeah, pray every morning, bro. Pray every morning. 15 minutes.
Okay. Top three income streams. What would you say
For me or like in general?
for you? For let's say for you, and what would you suggest in general?
For me, bro, hiring and managing closers and setters and coaching people. I think those are the two best businesses. Very scalable. And then it really depends on what level somebody's at, but I would say SMMA or high ticket closing. Those are the best businesses.
Definitely. Tell me, like, how did you came to an idea to open up your own course?
Um, I don't know. Something about just me recording videos online was very attractive to me. But when I got my biggest client for appointment setting, he was a coach that coaches coaches. And so I saw a lot of coaches there that were selling a course, and I saw them making like hundreds of thousands a month. And I was like, bro, I can do this as well. And nobody in Serbia was doing like SMMA at the moment. And it was only Alec Middleman. He was doing drop shipping. Nobody else, bro. Nobody else. And I was like, all right, bro, this is wide open.
Solution, huh?
This is wide open. And I was like, all right, super easy. Start doing TikToks, and that's how we got started.
And like everyone has that fear of being in front of the camera. Like, do you have any tips for that?
To me, I had fear as well, but the end result that I was looking at was just so much bigger um than the fear that I just did it. And also like inside of the community, that the community aspect of all the clients, bro, you were an idiot if you didn't record yourself. So that's like kind of everybody was just looking at me like, yo, you're not, why are you not shooting content for your offer? You know, like why are you not? So people looked at me as an idiot if I wasn't like shooting content. So I was like, all right, probably need to start doing this.
And as we wrap up, like, what's some message for the end? What do you want to say to everyone watching?
To everyone watching, um, I would just say like, don't listen to anyone. Run life on your own terms. Don't listen to mom, dad, brother, sister, coach. I think everybody deep in our hearts knows what we want to do and what we want to achieve out of this life and what makes us not just happy. Happiness is just what makes us feel good. Um, Even if it's doing the hard things, even if it's taking risks, like what gives you life, you know what it is, and just do it. Don't do anything else. So those are my thoughts.
AJ, I appreciate you, brother. Guys, I'll drop his links in the chat.
Thank you.
Also, let me know your thoughts and biggest takeaways in the comments. Till next time, see you.
Ciao, ciao.
Boom.